Look at you, Finley, you're so cute. Finley, look at the camera. Hey, Finley, look at the camera. Today seemed like a good day to respond to some comments. I've already replied to a lot of the ones I'll be sharing, but I figured I'd make a video highlighting some of my favorite comments, some of the most ridiculous ones, for your entertainment. So here we go. On my first video, Why I'm Still Vegan, Highland Fleet Loot said, "Can't wait to see the follow-up to this video in about 2 years, when your skin has turned to leather and all your teeth have fallen out." And then Derpy Wolfie said, fresh vegan, 6 years vegan equals fresh vegan. Very enthusiastic. Good luck with your health decline. One day you are going to cry crocodile tears. Somehow a lot of these carnivore dieters have found my channel, and I think it's because of my response video I did to raw alignment. But a lot of them have seemed to stick around. Some of them may have subscribed even, because I see comments like this all the time. But they're honestly hilarious, so keep them coming. On my most recent video, Vegan Food is Fake, Fabio119 said, "I don't understand the question marks. Yes, vegan food is fake. It's junk food that will destroy your health and the environment while lining the pockets of big agriculture and big pharma." To which I responded that I never made any claims that these products were healthy, and he admits that he didn't watch my whole video. And then goes on to say, "The point is, all vegan food is junk food because it is bad for your gut and contains no essential nutrients. I could tell you didn't understand that from the get-go, so I didn't bother watching anymore, as I felt it'd be better to inform you." Thanks for that. I needed to be informed. And then he says some more bullshit about how vegans kill more animals, which is demonstrably false. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, here's my favorite part. Vegans do have their hearts in the right spot, and that's why those in charge of the world want you to eat this malnourishing slave diet to neutralize the threat of oppression. What does this even mean? If someone wants to explain this to me in the comments, please try to. Then, instead of citing any sources or providing a coherent argument, he tells me to look into it yourself and try it out. If you're in the US, you can use eatwild.com to find quality local meat. Try to get a grass-fed liver and eat it raw with some taw milk and raw butter. Blah, blah, blah. Of course, you will feel what you've been missing this whole time, the reason you don't feel fully healthy deep down, as I once did. Yeah, nah, I think I'm good. In my video, Persuasive Myths Shared by Vegans, I am not in the frame. Here, scoot over, Finley, you're pushing me out of the frame, boy. In my video, Persuasive Myths Shared by Vegans, I talk about how cats should not be fed a vegan diet because they're obligate carnivores. And someone commented, "It is equally hypocritical to feed humans plants. Humans are also carnivorous. The digestive system of a human more closely resembles dogs and cats than any ruminant or herbivore. Veganism is a denial of nature. There is no science showing saturated fats cause heart disease, and humans, like cats, are also obligate carnivores. The evidence of that is overwhelming. Blah, 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 blah. The biggest proof of all are vegans themselves." This is where it gets good. "Most are forced to abandon the diet due to ill health. Those that hang on long term end up looking like Auschwitz survivors, eyes sunken into their sockets. Gaunt, skinny frames. Finley, where are you going? Come back. Come here. Flaky, pale skin, and extreme premature aging." Finley, what are you doing? You want to be in the front? You want to be on the camera? You silly boy. Okay, well, he's just gonna do his thing. Where is he getting this from? Obviously, everyone who still eats meat is on some level deluded into thinking that it's normal, natural, whatever. But these, carny bros are just on another planet entirely. The health benefits of veganism and the dangers of fat are myths evolved from outdated pseudoscience. The environmental and ethical justifications are equally absurd and contradictory. Okay, here's another comment from this video. Adam Reimer said, "Really appreciate this video, great info." So, semi-reasonable dude. But then he goes on to say, one criticism, "I think it is entirely incorrect to say that we know that saturated fat causes..." He said saturated fat causes cholesterol. I think he meant to say heart disease. Firstly, as I mentioned in a response to another comment, the data is purely associative, so claims of causality cannot be made. Secondly, inflammation and resulting arterial damage is the cause of heart disease, and there are many causes of inflammation. Okay, sort of true, but I responded, from my understanding, the data showing that saturated fat causes heart disease is just as compelling as the data showing that smoking tobacco causes lung cancer. Scientists do understand the mechanism by which saturated fat raises cholesterol and causes heart disease, and we have mountains of observational studies, metabolic ward experiments, and even animal experiments. What more do you want / where are you getting this idea that there is no evidence? And he responds, "I am not sure why you have me saying that there is no evidence in quotes, as I did not type those words." Which is funny because in the comment that he referenced, he literally says, "It is true that there is no evidence that saturated fat causes heart disease, as there is no mechanistic data present." You can pause and read the rest of his comment and my response. He never responded after that. On my video, environmentalism, human rights, and animal rights are one and the same. Al Pacino, one of my dedicated viewers, commented, "It's hard to say what's more ironic, a vegan thinking others are detached from nature, a human rights activist who believes humans are cancer, or a women's rights advocate putting MLK on a pedestal." I then explained my position and said that while I don't agree with everything that Martin Luther King ever said or did, for example, he was Christian, I am not, and of course I don't like the fact that he cheated on his wife, but nobody's perfect, and I don't think that negates all of the good that he did. But Al Pacino replies, "Martin Luther King was a monster sold as an angel. I hope he rots in hell," with no further elaboration. And then under my Greta Thunberg compilation video, good old Al Pacino comments, "I don't need an emotionally unstable 16-year-old with mental health issues to tell me what to do." Yikes. Jackson Jack commented on my video, "Slaughterhouse Worker Becomes Vegan Activist," where I interview my friend Ruben. "It would help if you stopped checking your cell phone as well. That's not polite and irritating too." Okay, thanks, Grandpa. I'm sorry that I didn't memorize all of my interview questions. I'm sure Ruben was deeply offended. Douglas Carpenter comments on my video, "Vegan and pro-choice, morally inconsistent." "Those who choose murder for convenience love to equate pro-life with religion. You would never defend a home invader who shot a pregnant woman, killing her child, by saying, 'I don't use religion for my moral code.' Murder is murder. Those of you who are for this have no legitimate reason other than you are okay with a mother murdering her own children. You defend Susan Smith drowning her kids by driving the car into a reservoir." Clearly the point went straight over his head. "Oh, look who's back! Come here, Finley boy. Come here, sit. Sit. Good boy." I responded, "A mother drowning her children, or a home invader shooting a pregnant woman and killing her unborn child, are not in the same realm as a woman choosing for herself to terminate a pregnancy." He then says I have a mindset of a child, which is hilariously ironic. Oh boy, okay, so Whole Foods Plant-Based Man commented on this video, "I would expect you to have more views because you are smart and beautiful." Well, thank you very much, I'm flattered. But then Ruby Badilla leaves a link to Urban Dictionary defining the word simp, which of course I had no idea what this fucking meant. So I looked it up, and what do you know? A simp is a sucka idolizing mediocre pussy. Basically, someone who gives redundant and over-the-top attention to women that are of far less value than the attention or praise given, which usually results in the pending downfall of this kind of man. That's hilarious. Thank you so much for leaving that comment. In my video, Can All the Real Vegans Please Stand Up?, which was a response to raw alignment, I talk about how I don't think that people need to denounce their veganism if they consume a small amount of animal products on rare occasions. I think veganism is about intention, and of course, at a certain point, you gotta be honest with yourself about what is possible and practicable for you. But anyways, Miss Shimmy On Down had a problem with that and said, I disagree. As soon as you slip up with something, you cannot call yourself that label anymore. It's a no-brainer. So I was like, okay, well, for example, can I not call myself a vegan because my coworker offered me a mint that had gelatin in it and I made an exception? And she responded, in my opinion, you cannot call yourself a vegan if your coworker offered you a mint that had gelatin in it. Even though I did not purchase these mints, I am not contributing to the demand. There is a minuscule amount of gelatin in one single mint. But apparently, in order to call yourself a vegan, you have to be a fucking Puritan, because that doesn't make vegans look dogmatic at all. So there you have it. I'm not a real vegan. My boyfriend is by default a simp. And one day, our hair and teeth are all gonna fall out because we're so malnourished. Oh, and Martin Luther King was a monster. I hope you enjoyed watching me responding to these ridiculous comments and watching Finley be a little camera whore. Finley boy! If you are one of the people that left one of these comments, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate the engagement. Comments really help boost my channel. So if you liked this video, leave a comment down below and stay tuned for next week. All right, bye.
Yo, how when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me nah eat no fish, nah no meat now. How when me eat them, I wonder when me yam. When me tell them say that I'm a vegan man. How when me eat them, I wonder when me eat. When me tell them say me nah eat no fish, nah no meat now.